Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op, 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 op. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op.
Welcome guys and girls to the weekly Prowess vlog. I'm your host Natsuma, also known as Makura in the guild as always, and I'll be talking about a couple things that have happened lately, so in the past, as that will happen in the future. And in this weekly vlog I would like to go over a couple things to make you understand a bit more of what's been going on and, well, why I haven't been making any vlogs lately. So, well, the reason why I haven't made any vlogs lately is basically because, well, nothing has happened in the way that has blown my mind or that you guys should have known. Mr. Padaria came out, we've been leveling, getting gear, doing dailies, so many dailies. I'm not really the daily kind of guy, but I'm gonna get them tabards and them mounts and them epic loot, so I have to. But that's alright. So, in a couple of weeks, we've just been doing that, and not really much, I guess. The only thing that we've been having a bit trouble with, was the recruiting process, because I think my last vlog I mentioned that we had all kind of members lined up and ready to go. Well, that wasn't as ready to go as I hoped it to be. What that means is that I wanted to raid a bit sooner, and we can't do that because not everything went according to plan. A couple members which I counted on aren't coming anymore. I'm not gonna name any names or anything because that's not really relevant, but they kind of said to me, yeah, sure, I'll be coming in Prowess on the new server and everything, and that, but nah, I guess. So thank God we have everything figured out now. We have all the spots filled, and I'll be going over a list soon to tell you about the members we have now. So, but because of that, we had to look to, well, different ways to get more members, because we lost a couple because people weren't as interested in joining as I thought they would have, or they were. So the goal was to raid, right, like this week, Thursday, like coming Thursday. That's not gonna work anymore because we still have a couple people leveling up, and that's all fine, but then they're not 90 and geared, and I can't expect them to do everything in what's Tuesday today, so Thursday in 2 days, level to 90 and get gear and all that. So we moved it up to not this Thursday but next week, and that's doable because there's a weekend in between, and you know, a couple nights where you can level, collect gear, and we can help them, right? So I'll be going over the list now, who we have and history, blah blah blah. So I'll be starting with the tanks. Tanks are me, Makura, Blood Death Knight, and the second one is Duskshade, Guardian. It's Guardian now, right? Yeah, Guardian, Feral. Yeah. So those are the two tanks. We can be active every day, basically. So we don't have to worry about lack of tanks in raids. The melee we've been recruiting, two new people. It's called Telal. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Telal. And the second one is Myru. Right, anyway, Telal is a rogue. Whatever spec's gonna be the best, I guess. And Myru is gonna be Frost, DK, or Unholy maybe if the they fix something in the damage skyrockets is unholy. I don't know, but that's fine for now. Frost is best DPS. So those are two new people recruited for our core raiding team. If you have seen them already, and if you haven't, just say hi and make them feel at home. For casters, we have Galuna as a mage, probably. I guess what's best for DPS. I think Frost is pretty good. And then we have Skittles, that's one of our officers. I also had to mention Duskshade as one of our officers. That's also my fiancée, sitting next to me. Well, she's at school now, but yeah, you get what I mean. Skittles, one of our officers, is a Beast Mastery Hunter. Yeah, best DPS. And then we have, I'm just gonna call him by first name, Philip. That's the brother of Jeremiah, who I'll be coming to next. And Monksity, who is also one of our new members, but I'm going way too fast. He is coming on his Elemental Shaman, but he still has to character transfer from different servers, so how have I know what his name will be? Healers, we have Jeremiah, of course, Holy Paladin. Then we have Monk CD, pun intended. His original name was Mang CD, something Swedish, I think Almighty or something. Or good at everything or something. Ego, right? Yeah. So he made it into Monk Siddiq, and he's gonna be Mistweaver Monk, still the same. Then we have Dora, it's gonna be either Holy or Disciplined Priest, and Supa Bayan, Restoration Druid, who would assist us from time to time, as far as I know. Yeah. So, to conclude this, the tanks are ready, melee, DPS is ready, casters, we have Galuna leveling up as we speak, Skittles and is ready, and Philip has to transfer still. Then we have Jeremiah, who's, I think you're ready for raid. Monksy still has to level a couple levels, Dora has to get some gear, and Super Brian is ready. So you can understand why we're not ready for raiding yet. I cannot summon any people from random spots so we can raid this week. I hope you understand. And this is the best we could do as an officer group to get these people in. So that's pretty much the reason why we're not starting next week, but the day after that. I think that is the 18th. Yes, the 18th. The 18th of October. We're starting with the raids. So that's pretty much that. Next thing I wanted to discuss is off-spec. I've talked about this before, and I kind of want your answer ready now or soon. I want you, everyone in the guild with you, whisper me, tell me what you want to be as an off-spec. And then I can put that in your character description, and then we can also divide the loot in the raids. Because we're going to choose one off-spec. So for instance, if I want to go Frost, somebody else, or off-spec, and somebody else wants to go, I don't know, melee, something plate, I don't know if we have that. Yeah, Jeremiah wants to go Retribution, then we just have to discuss between those roles. But I expect him to go Retribution then, and that tanking, because maybe Myru wants to go Blood as an off-spec, so he will get the Blood gear. Yeah. And of course, if there is something that drops that nobody wants, then it would be nice to give it to someone who can use it maybe later. So, whisper me please. I don't want to whisper you necessarily, I just want you to come to me and tell me what you want, or else there's no off gears for you, and that's kind of sad, right? So after seeing this video, please come to me and say, okay, I want to be Holy off-spec, or I want to be Retribution off-spec, or I want to be, you name it. Okay, third of all, tomorrow Wednesday, Raid Finder will be released. I think the first part, I don't know exactly how many bosses that contains, but anyway, we're allowed to go in there, at least if you have 463 item level. Yeah. So, I was thinking maybe it would be fun to do it all together, for the people who are ready. So we have a group that can go, and we can kind of figure out, oh man, the sunlight, whatever. We can kind of go together and practice as a group. I don't know how hard the tactics will be or anything like that, but I do recommend you reading up for the tactics for the bosses. I think it's the first 3. Oh, yeah. Coming to the next point, of course, reading tactics. Yeah, might not be so fun, but it's better than wiping over and over and over and over again until you finally find that one thing that you had to do, which could be clear from the first try we did. Smack the table. Tactics. So, please read up the tactics. I'll put them in the description, even. So you just have to clickety-click on the boss, what we're gonna do. And for the 18th, I would like you to read up on the first 3 bosses, focusing on the first and the second. So I want you to kind of glance at the third one, like, okay, this is what I can expect. And I'll read up on it, and if you have any questions, you can come to me. Another thing, if you read the tactics and it's like, oh man, I understand the main part, but this part is so difficult, you can ask. I mean, maybe I'll ask you, maybe. But just don't be afraid to ask anything. We're all friends. We won't laugh at you, except if you ask me where the PvP vendor is, because then. Okay, so well, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about this week. The last point I'll talk about is gearing up for the raids. What can you do to be as prepared as possible? Well, first of all, I don't even think I have to mention this. Be fully enchanted, be fully gemmed, get your food, get your flasks, and anything else you need. So, please bring those things with you. When you come the 18th, you have loads of time left to do so, and it would be great if you just had everything correct. Because I'll try to get some, like if we have enough gold in the guild bank, I'll try to support with the very expensive stuff, and it will kind of show what's expensive and not, I guess. But please just be as prepared as possible. Second, get as much loot as you can with heroics. Grind, like for instance, maybe you need one instance that you really need the loot from. My advice, take a couple of guild members and do that run specific. Don't do it random, or specific with randoms, because for some reason people are very new loot horny. Sorry, I couldn't think of anything else. For items, like off spec or just item level. So bring a couple people you know. Say I need this item. When it drops, it's yours 100%. It's better. I've had stuff ninja'd for me, doing specifics with randoms, and I should have just asked people. So, third of all, you can do world bosses. You got the Shaw of Anger, which drops some PvP pieces, PvE pieces, and a quest item where you can get, I think, boots for everyone, or just something that you need, or something different. For me, it was boots at least. And there's another one, Galleon, who drops a lot of PvE items. Okay. The problem with this is that before it would spawn every 2 hours, at least Shaw of Anger. Not so sure about Galleon because I haven't done him yet. It's a big giant lizard with cannons. But what they did now, as far as I know, that Shaw of Anger spawns between 2 and 5 hours. So that kind of means you have to form a 40-man group and just sit at the spawn spot of Galleon or Shaw and wait 3 or more hours. So I might be wrong with the timer. So I have no idea why they made this change. Maybe it's a bug, maybe they'll roll it back, I don't know. But if you find your Shaw or your Galleon, you're lucky. Because, well, yeah, you know. But this is basically all I wanted to discuss. I've talked about what happened within the guild and talking about why we had to move it. We've talked about preparations. We've talked about dumbass world bosses and their dumbass timers. Multiple other things. So I hope you enjoyed this stupid ass intro and the vlog by itself. And I'll be back next week to talk about what happened if something needs mentioning. But I'll make one anyway, just to talk about some fun stuff and what happened in the world of Warcraft. The world of World of Warcraft. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I'll see you in game.